World at War introduced Call of Duty Zombies for the very first time. At the time, it was just a small project, just simple map cut out from the campaign. And to small zombie maps, this started something special we never saw coming. This was a classic map with no perks, just you and the map. Over the years, with each game and the map, it progressively gets more and advanced and more detailed with every map. As Call of Duty kept the yearly cycle with zombies being a third game mode, it became more and more common over the years. Some Call of Duty titles tried something different like survival mode from Modern Warfare 3, versing waves of enemies and even helicopters, and we can't forget juggernauts. Zombies was the main third game mode that people loved and adored. The community fell in love with zombies so much. Over the years, we got set characters for zombies, and it felt like we were attached to these characters, and the voice lines started to become their personality. What made zombies gameplay, map design, and even Easter eggs and content creators or streamers racing to the first in the world. Being one of those watchers and experiencing the community coming together, solving Easter eggs, and it even took days to complete. I started falling in love with the character and wondering what their next move will be. In-game cutscenes after beating the Easter egg, even coming back to the map even 10 years later, it still gives me the same feeling that I got when I first played zombies. Then we got Advanced Warfare. That really took was zombies and flipped it and gave it zombies with exosuits, and this was zombies but in the future. The fact that they took a third game mode and knows as zombie is brought to life with characters is really exciting. The characters actually have an impact on gameplay with whatever map you are playing, and after the release of World at War, it wasn't even supposed to be anything. It was a one-time thing. The developers realized how much the community wanted more. Then we got Call of Duty Black Ops 1. We got the first zombie map in the Black Ops 1 game, which is called a Kino der Toten. It was actually set in a deserted theater in Germany, and it had wall weapons and pack-a-punch, turning on power inside Easter eggs. I'm gonna go over a little overview of all the zombie maps in Call of Duty Black Ops. So we get the map 5. With 5, this map is set in the Pentagon and it features John F. Kennedy, Richard Nixon, Fidel Castro, and Robert McNamara as playable characters. The fact that each zombie map has a unique and its own personality is awesome. Ascension is set in a Soviet space launch facility. Ascension introduces new ways to play, like the Gers device, Matroska dolls, and the Lunar Lander transportation system. Also included the perk PhD Flopper. A couple years back, I actually played this map in the Black Ops 3 Remastered Zombies Chronicles. This map was okay. I used to go to like a little spot with a circle, then I would just train zombies all around until I got to like a high round. But this map wasn't really one of my favorites, but I do remember playing this map very vividly. But it's a really fun map to play with your friends and play solo. So Hall of the Dead. This map is set in a snowy Siberian environment and features celebrities like Romero. The legendary filmmaker is also boss zombie in this map. The most of the maps you see like right now, like I'm talking about into this video, you actually see these maps pretty much reimagined into future maps that was in later line in Call of Duty titles. I'm guessing like Treyarch was making it a good idea to bring old maps into kind of a new map to bring that nostalgic feel to the game. Shangri-La. This map was set in a jungle with ancient ruins with traps and shortcuts all around the map. This map was very jungly, if I had a best word to describe it. This map wasn't my favorite back in the day, but I'm gonna say this 100 times, I vividly remember playing these maps back in the day because I didn't really own these maps. I basically owned the base maps because I didn't have good internet or didn't have money to buy it or needed like Microsoft points to even purchase or get a hold of these maps. So Moon. I think Moon was like one of probably the craziest zombie maps that they released in Call of Duty history. This map was actually insane to me. If you go play like a few of zombie maps and go play this one like will blow you out of the water like back in the day when you actually played this map. Moon was actually the final map of Black Ops storyline, and it takes place under a lunar base on the moon. First map to introduce low gravity environments, the wave gun, and the quantum entanglement device, and holding a lot of secrets and Easter eggs. And Moon probably had one of the coolest and most badass visuals of a ending of all time. Verrückt and Shununuma and Doris and Knock'n Toten was also in World at War Zombies, was also revisited in Black Ops 1 Zombies with updated graphics. Call of Duty Black Ops 2 introduced several intriguing zombie maps, each with its own storyline. characters and unique features, here are some of the notable zombie maps from Black Ops 2. So the first few maps that came into Black Ops 2 was Town, we had Transit, we had the Barn, and we had the Dinner. And we also have Grief Mode. Transit was basically a combined of those location maps into one map, and basically Transit was a bus that actually drove to these specific locations, and that's basically what Transit was. Transit was really less more fan favorite against the zombies community. It was less liked because the map wasn't really that good, but I enjoyed it. It's basically, like I said, a bus that just drives around at these locations. There's actually winter weapons. It reminded me of like an Outbreak style map, but like round-based style, which actually, now that I think about that, that's actually crazy. So Nuketown Zombies, I think it was like a pre-order bonus, but this was like gonna be like the coolest map. So basically, there is a map called Nuketown. It's actually a multiplayer map, and they revisit this map every year with Call of Duty. It's weird. So Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3, Black Ops 4, all those Call of Duties literally had Nuketown. And basically in Black Ops 2, they took that map and basically formed it into a small zombies map, which is really cool. It was really, really cool how they took the style of what the name was and turned it into a zombie style. It looked really awesome. And you actually see the nuke and the smoke in the sky, which is really cool. And every time you would hear a noise inside of the Nuketown, it would literally drop perks, random perks. It was based on RNG, but you wouldn't know what specific perk you would get. But it was actually randomized, so it made that map very difficult over time. And Nuketown Zombies also had very cool side Easter eggs. All right, Die Rise. I really don't want to talk about this map. This is probably one of my least liked maps inside of Black Ops 2 Zombies. Die Rise was it was something. It was set in a destroyed skyscraper in China. Die Rise offers a vertical gameplay with elevators and vertical drops, and it introduced new wonder weapons and buildable weapon called the Slickbifier. If you basically took a building and an earthquake hit it, basically what this map was. Ooh, Mob of the Dead. Mob of the Dead was one of my favorite maps back in the day. I keep saying back in the day like I'm like 50 years old. But we say that because it's all nostalgic and just memories that we played back in our childhood. But Mob of the Dead was set on an Alcatraz island, which is a real location, and it features a unique storyline with 4 playable characters, all voiced by famous actors. The map introduced Afterlife mode, allowing players to explore the map in a ghost form to complete objectives and revive themselves. And you can actually visit Alcatraz in real life. Noah J456 and Mr. Deluxe JD, best known as content creators for zombies, they actually visited these creators. I think both of them visited Alcatraz. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but actually playing this map inside of a video game, then visiting it in real life is actually pretty cool. So the next map is called Buried. I have a love and hate relationship with this specific map, and Buried takes place in an old western mining town, and it introduces this giant friendly zombie that helps players. The map includes the Pack-a-Punch machine, new weapons, and the ability to build the Petrifier water weapon, which if you shoot at the ground, it will lift you up, and you can pretty much float over objects that you couldn't really do without the weapon. There's also a bank, and there's like a bank little system inside of this map where you can like bank in money, and people would manipulate this specific thing to get more money. I don't know if this is still a thing in 2024, but I just knew people used it to actually do that. And if you play this map, please don't let the witches, touch you inside of the houses or in the maze. I gave you guys a little heads up there. And the next map is probably one of the best maps of all time, Origins. Origins is set in World War I and introduces a new cast of characters known as Primus. It features a rich Easter egg storyline, elemental staffs, and the introduction of panzers and a powerful boss zombie. This map is a fan favorite for its challenging gameplay and elaborate Easter eggs quest. Black Ops 2 Zombies was also best known for its complex Easter eggs, innovative gameplay mechanics, and diverse map settings. Each map brought something unique to the table, and players enjoyed the challenging of discovering secrets and surviving against the undead hordes. The main crew for Black Ops 2 Zombies was Russman, Samuel J, Misty. We had a Weasel from Call of the Dead. We had Michael Finn or Larry. We had Smith and Maxis playing also in this story. Hank Dempsey, Edward Richtofen, Nikolai, and Takio, and even Marlton John Johnson. So Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. It does not feature a traditional zombies mode like some other titles in Call of Duty series. Instead, Advanced Warfare introduced a cooperative multiplayer mode called Exo Zombies. This mode was included in the game's downloadable content / DLC packs. Exo Zombies featured a unique storyline and gameplay and mechanics, incorporating the game's exoskeleton abilities. Heroes and overview of the Exo Zombies mode in Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. The Exo Zombies storyline begins with employees at the Atlas Corporation turning into zombies after a failed experiment with a DNA bioweapon. Players take on the roles of different characters, including celebrity actors like John Malkovich, Bill Paxton, Rose McGowan, and John Bernthal. Gameplay: Exo Zombies retained the wave-based survival gameplay typical of the Zombies mode in previous Call of Duty titles. However, it's introduced the Exo Zombies suit abilities, allowing players to perform advanced movements such as boost jumps and dash and slides. The exosuit added a new layer of strategy to the gameplay. Perks and upgrades similar to traditional Zombies modes. Players could purchase perks and upgrade weapons as they progress through rounds, and Exo Zombies also introduced new perks and powers up specific to the game mode. Map variety: different DLC packs in Call of Duty Advanced Warfare introduced new Exo Zombie maps, each with its own unique layout, challenges, and Easter eggs. Call of Duty Black Ops 3 features an extensive zombies mode with several maps, each offering unique settings, storylines, and gameplay experiences. Here are the main zombies maps included in Black Ops 3. Shadows of Evil. This map is set in a fictional 1940s film or Norse city called Morgan City. Players assume the roles of 4 characters and face off against various zombies and powerful, inspired creatures. And Shadows of Evil introduced the Beast mode, which allows you to transform into interact with the environment, which changes the gameplay how you play this map. Also, we have the next map, which is a bonus pre-order, which is called the Giant. It's a remake of the classic Doris map from World at War. The Giant takes place in a secret research facility, and it continues the story from Origins and features the original characters. Drak. Set in a medieval Austrian castle, Drak is the first map of the Origins storyline, introduces new wonder weapons, bows, and a dragon that can be utilized to aid players. Pretty much the same dragons you can feed zombies back in Mob the Dead. Zetsumo Noshima. This map is set on a Pacific island where Division 9 has been conducting experiments with Elemental 115. It introduces new features such as underwater sections and plant system for growing power-ups and unique K24 weather weapon. Grotakobi was also one of my favorites. It was actually taking place in a war-torn and Stalingrad during a dragon-infested apocalypse. Grotakobi features dragons, Valkyrie drones, and a variety of powerful weapons. The map adds the Dragon Strike and the Gauntlet weapon, Gauntlet of a Siegfried. This weapon was also used inside of the Easter egg and can be maintained through gameplay. And Revelations, serving as the conclusion to the Black Ops 3 storyline, Revelations combines elements from previous maps and brings back characters from different dimensions and offers a unique and nostalgic experience for a longtime Zombies fans. Revelations was pretty much a bits of string holding on into different maps into one. Some of it was new and some of it was old, and once you play this map, you know, if you played previous maps and play this map, you know what map was from what Call of Duty title. And this map really was fitting the colors, and the saturation was really high on this map, and the Easter egg was really freaking awesome, and it tied into Origins ending cutscene. It was actually pretty cool. So Call of Duty Black Ops 3 was released in 2017 and includes remastered versions of 8 classic zombie maps from previous Call of Duty titles. The DLC was designed to celebrate the 10-year anniversary of the Zombies mode in Call of Duty games. The 8 remastered maps, including in Zombies Chronicles, are Nocturne, Verrückt, Shinunuma, Kinder der Toten, Ascension, Singular, Moon, which we discussed these maps in our earlier in this video. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare features a Zombies mode known as Zombies in Spaceland. Released in 2016, Infinite Warfare takes on the Zombies mode, offers and a unique and humorous twist on the traditional survival mode. Here are the key features of the Zombies in Spaceland mode. The setting in Zombies in Spaceland is set in the 80s. themed amusement park called a Spaceland. The map is colorful, vibrant, and filled with various attractions typical of an amusement park. Characters. The mode features 4 playable characters portrayed by actors Seth Green, Ike Barinholtz, Jay Farrow, and Shashir Samata. These characters are transported into the 1980s movie-themed park and must survive against waves of zombies. The storyline of the Zombies in Spaceland mode has its own unique storyline separate from the main Infinite Warfare campaign. The characters find themselves trapped in the film director Willard Wyler's horror movie, and they must complete various tasks to escape. Easter eggs, like other Call of Duty zombie modes, Zombies and Spaceland includes intricate Easter eggs and hidden secrets that players can uncover. These Easter eggs contribute to the overall narrative of the mode. Candy perks instead of traditional perks mechanics. Zombies in Spaceland features candy machines that offer you perks to players. These include abilities like increased health, faster reloads, and more. The arcade games as amusement park theme is reinforced by the collision of playable arcade games with the map. Players can earn tickets by playing these games, which can be exchanged for weapons and other useful items. Wonder weapons, unique and powerful weapons known as wonder weapons, are available in Zombies in Spaceland. These weapons often play a significant role in surviving higher rounds. Boss zombies in mode include special boss zombies such as the clowns and the brutes, which provide additional challenges for the players. There's also a boss for this map, which is an alien. Infinite Warfare DLCs came a long way. We have the Raven, the Redwoods map is part of the Sabotage DLC and is the first additional zombies map for Infinite Warfare. It takes players to the 1990s horrors movie setting in a forested area. Shaolin Shuffle came out in April of 2017, which is the second zombies map introduced in the DLC. It transports players into 1970s New York City and features a kung fu theme. We have another map called Attack of the Radioactive Thing. The Attack of the Radioactive Thing map is a part of the Absolution DLC. It is set in a 1950s era beach town and pays homage to classic monster movies. The final map of Infinite Warfare Zombies is called The Beast from Beyond. The final zombies map for Infinite Warfare is The Beast from Beyond, featured in the Retribution DLC. This map combines different environments and themes, providing a befitting conclusion to the Infinite Warfare Zombie storyline. Call of Duty World War II introduced a Nazi Zombies mode as part of the cooperative gameplay offerings. The mode is cooperative survival experience set in a fictionalized version of World War II, where players face hordes of undead enemies. The Nazi Zombies mode in Call of Duty World War II is known for its dark and intense atmosphere. Here are some key features. A Final Wreck base map, the intentional map in Call of Duty World War II Zombies, it's called the Final Wreck. It is set in a small German village with a secret laboratory and features various areas to explore. The mode introduces a new cast of characters: Mary Fisher, Justin, Hind, Olivia Durant, and Jefferson Potts. The characters are brought together to unravel the mysterious surroundings the Nazi zombie storyline. Objectives and Easter eggs. Like other zombie modes, players can complete various objectives and discover Easter eggs that contribute to the storyline or unlock special features within the map. Pack-a-Punch players can unlock the Pack-a-Punch machine to upgrade their weapons for increased firepower. Perk machines are scattered throughout the map and providing players with an enhancement such as an increased health, faster reloads, and more. There's also special zombies. The modes feature different types of zombies, including special zombies, enemies, and boss zombies that pose unique challenges to players. Weapon variants. Players can find and use different weapon variants, each with its own strengths and abilities. Call of Duty World War II Zombies came with multiple DLCs. We have The Darkest Shore takes the players to an island filled with fog, cliffs, and dangerous shores. It continues the storyline from the Final Wreck, introducing new challenges and enemies. The next map is The Shadow Throne. Moves the action to the heart of Berlin during the zombies apocalypse. The map features urban environments, narrow streets, and iconic landmarks. The Tortured Path is a unique DLC that consists of 3 connected chapters. Players embark on a journey through different locations facing challenges in each chapter and gradually unraveling the storyline. The Frozen Dawn concludes the zombies storyline and it's set in a mysterious icy location. Players face new enemies and uncover the final secrets of the undead threat. Call of Duty Black Ops 4 introduced several significant changes to the zombies mode compared to previous titles. The most notable change in the absence of a traditional single-player campaign with a greater emphasis on cooperative experience. Here are key features of the zombies mode in Black Ops 4. We have Ether and the Chaos storyline. Black Ops 4 Zombies features two distinct storylines, Ether and Chaos. The Ether storyline continued the narrative from previous Black Ops titles, while the Chaos storyline introduced new characters and settings. Voids of Despair, which is part of the Chaos story. It's set on the Titanic. This map is in the Chaos storyline, features a new characters attempting to survive against the undead on the ill-fated ship. This map is very interesting. It's only on the ship and it has a lot of Easter eggs, has wonder weapons, and it's a pretty cool map to play. And it's on an undead ship underwater, and it can get pretty scary at times. We have IX, which is part of the Chaos storyline. The IX map is set on an ancient Roman arena and involves the Chaos crew facing off against zombies and other mythical creatures. The IX map is like based on like arena, and there's like these cages behind like these challenges throughout the Easter egg, and it will, you will face either like these tigers and like birds with armor and zombies and these wood with spikes on it, and just like everything and like perks are around the god of thunder and like Zeus. It's like this map is pretty crazy. I think Black Ops 4 Zombies was really cool, and the story behind all these maps are very awesome and unique. So I think it was pretty cool, and the Easter egg had like two elephants, and it was pretty sick. So Blood of the Dead Ether, Blood of the Dead revisits the Alcatraz map from Black Ops 2, and it continues the Ether storyline, and it concludes both familiar and new elements, contributing to the overarching zombies narrative. Class system. Black Ops 4 introduced a new system allowing players to choose a specialist with unique abilities and weapons, adding a layer of strategic depth to the gameplay. We have custom mutations, which is enable players to tweak various game parameters, allowing for a more personalized and customized zombies experience. New perk system. The traditional perk system was replaced by perk Acola machines with more customizable and dynamic enhancements for players. Black Ops 4 introduced consumables items and called elixirs and talismans, offering temporary boost and advantages to players. Brush mode. Brush is a fast-paced zombies experience with a score-based system, encouraging players to kill zombies quickly and efficiently. Ether maps classified in Alpha. Omega classified was a map from the 5, which is Black Ops 1. To get this Easter egg complete, you need to get to a certain level. I think it's around like 150 or 250. I'm not exactly sure what the round was, but this is a reimagined map from 5, which is from Black Ops 1. Additional Ether storyline maps were released a DLC, including Classified set in the Pentagon and Alpha Omega set in a reimagined Nuketown. Black Ops 4 Zombies brought several changes to the traditional zombies formula, offering a fresh and dynamic experience from both veteran and new players. The inclusion of two distinct storylines, customizable features, and new gameplay mechanics aimed to keep the zombies mode engaging and replayable. Black Ops 4 Zombies also introduced 4 new zombie maps. We have Dead of the Night, set in a Victorian mansion during a zombies apocalypse. Dead of the Night features a star-studded cast, including Helena Bonham Carter, Kiefer, and Sutherland, Charles Dance, and Brian Blessed. This map introduces new weapons, enemies, and unique weapons. I remember playing this map. It introduces a mansion, and the Easter eggs are very unique on this map. And the main boss of this map was like a wolf or something. It was actually pretty easy. I actually beat up my first try. I literally made a video on it, and I wouldn't lie about that, but it was actually pretty cool. So my favorite map on Black Ops 4 Zombies is probably going to be Ancient Evil. This was one of my favorites. Ancient Evil is set in ancient Greece and involves the Chaos crew facing off against mythical creatures like zombies, skeletons, and other supernatural foes. The map introduces the Shield of the Fallen and powerful weapons and features, the return of the Pack a Punch machine, and we have Pegasus that you ride on to traversal onto the other map, and it's really freaking awesome. So this map, I'm not gonna spoil anything for this map, but this map was fucking awesome. And This map had like 2 maps in one, and then the Easter egg was like a different location, and it was a pretty good design map. It's or you love it or hate it. This map was one of my favorites of Black Ops 4. And Alpha Omega, it was a reimagining of Nuketown Zombies map from Black Ops 2. It was set in the Bergen Aero facility, and the map connects with Ether storyline and includes both familiar and new elements. Players encounter new enemies and work to uncover the secrets of the facility. Alpha Omega, it was just reimagined from Nuketown basically, and it was just Nuketown, this underground facility. Then it just, Easter egg, I think the boss from Transit just merged together, and it wasn't my really favorite map, but it was alright. Tactor is the final Ether storyline map set in a snowy environment that continues the story from previous Ether maps. The map wraps up on the Ether narrative, providing closer to the zombie storyline introduced in Black Ops. So this map right here, Tactor was a Call of Dead reimagined. So yeah, the last 2 maps of Black Ops 4 was basically reimagined maps from maps we already seen, but they built on top of it to make it look like it was a new map. So yeah, so Dead of Night and Agent into Evil was probably the first 2 DLC maps that actually wasn't reimagined from previous zombie maps we have seen or played before. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War Zombies. Here we go. So we had the first map with D Machine, which was the base map. This was a intentional map for Black Ops Cold War Zombies. It is set in the iconic location of Nocturne Toten, a World at War map, but expanded and reimagined. The map introduces a new cast of characters and the concept of the Dark Ether. The main characters in Black Ops Cold War Zombies include Grigori, Weaver, Samantha, Maxis, Mac, Bell, and Raptor. 1 contributes to the unfolding narrative. Perks and Pack-a-Punch. Perk machines make a return, allowing players to purchase and enhancements such as increasing health, faster reloads, and more. The Pack-a-Punch machine is also present, enabling weapon upgrades, which we've seen this in past Call of Duty Zombies gameplay and titles. Yes, Pack-a-Punch. It's all there, weapon wall buys. You could buy ammo, and it's all there. So Easter eggs and story quests. The Zombies mode includes intricate Easter eggs and story quests that players can uncover, providing additional narrative details and gameplay and challenges. So you can also exfil at the end of it, so you can choose to basically leave the game, or you can just exfil. So it was a new feature added to Black Ops Cold War Zombies, and it's an option to exfil to the players. You have the option to call in for extraction during a game or facing a final wave of a zombies exchange for bonus rewards. There is weapon rarity system. The weapons in Black Ops Cold War Zombies now have rarity tiers, offering different levels of power and attachments. Players can upgrade their weapons to higher rarities for increased effectiveness via field upgrades and ammo mods. Players can utilize field upgrades for special abilities, and ammo mods can be applied to weapons for additional effects and against zombies. Intel and narrative collectibles. Intels scattered throughout the map provides additional context to the storyline, encouraging exploration. So with Black Ops Cold War Zombie DLCs, which were all free, Firebase Z takes place in the jungles of Vietnam and continues the Dark Ether storyline introduced in the base game. Players face new enemies and new challenges in this map, which you save Maxis from the Dark Ether, and you run into a little boss fight at the end of the Easter egg, in which this place is taken from the campaign. Our Toten, which can translate to Wall of the Dead in German, is set in East Berlin during the height of the Cold War, was also taken from the campaign. The map introduces new gameplay mechanics, enemies, and narrative elements, and a cool boss fight, Pack-a-Punch, and wall buys, and new secrets and Easter eggs, and wonder weapons. And we have Outbreak. Haven't talked about Outbreak in a fat minute. So Outbreak is a large-scale zombies experience that is part of the free content updates. It's features open world elements, objectives, and dynamic events across various locations. Outbreak is not a traditional round-based map, but offers a more expansive and dynamic zombies experience. So basically, they took ground war maps, very large maps, put them together, and basically put it into a large map. Every time you do it a main objective, you pretty much go into the next world tier, then you move on to a different map. So once you beat the main objective and move on to the next, you can choose to stay or you can go to the next map. And the last and final map for Black Ops Cold War was Forsaken. This is one of my favorite maps. So this map was the final chapter of the Black Ops Cold War storyline, was revealing the director. And we all know Rick Toffin. he was revealed to be the director, sitting behind the desk, and you can see the picture in the snow globe from Revelations. And we have like a Sophia kind of robot in here, and basically you're fighting this dark ether monster, and basically Samantha Lily sacrifices herself, and she's brought into the dark ether once again and captured. We totally didn't save her from the first map, but it shows a little montage of everybody getting arrested toward the end of the Easter egg, and where this guy, he points at a map, and apparently this mysterious location is in like Desponoshima, which is in like the middle of the ocean or in the middle of nowhere. And this is where Vanguard Zombies was supposed to come in, which I don't really feel like talking about Vanguard Zombies because I don't want this to be part of the story, but we are going to be talking about it. But let's just say that Call of Duty Vanguard Zombies was a huge disappointment for the zombies community. It got everybody hyped until we sat down and played it. Vanguard Zombies tried to take a new take and upgrade in an outbreak mode of version of Vanguard Zombies. This had literally no Easter egg, no wonder weapon, and had no pack-a-punch camo. So basically, you take these portals, and every time you go through them, you go through an objective, and every time you complete an objective, you will go to the next war tier, which is like rounds and whatever mode this is. And it was really disappointing because future maps that came out with this game, it just took what map was already made. I just like recolored it and called it a new map. And the final boss was pretty good of the final map. It was pretty decent. It was a cool design, but it had no cutscene or no story to it. So I feel like we wasn't connected to the characters like we was in previous Call of Duty zombie titles, because these characters would like say the same thing, and it got so bad that they had to add new quotes from the characters to future updates because the game was just so dead. And I don't want to talk about Vanguard Zombies that much because it's a disgrace to the zombies community. I'm just saying. So I'm gonna leave it there. Modern Warfare 3 Zombies is an extraction shooter. The more act challenges you do, the more you unlock. More insert slots, which is the classes you pick before starting the match. As you play, you unlock more schematics to save for future gameplay stashes away, perks, schematics, and ether tools. The more closer you move into the center of the map, the harder it gets. The more you play, there are more boss fights and more ways to play with friends. And once you reach a story mission, you will get a cutscene, and there are wonder weapons, lots of them, and secrets. Modern Warfare 3 Zombies actually delivers a lot of content on day one if you haven't played this mode at all. There's a lot to grind for. Schematics, the worst thing is they're cooldown. Leveling up weapons, there is in-game events, you can get free rewards, free skins, battle passes to get free weapons, and the events are pretty badass. It changes the way you play. You can grind for camos and basically just grind each game to get your favorite schematics and perks, and just use those items and pick what you want, pick what you want to leave behind, and pick what you want. They basically go on the next match and pick and match, mix and match your loot. Then you figure out what you're going to be using for the next match, and it's basically what they're trying to get you to do. That's why the stash is so low. It costs 10. You can only stash away 10 items into your stash, and they want you to think about what to bring in, what not to bring in. So they want you to really strategize what you're bringing in. So it's a really fun game mode. So it's really different from round based, and on the way there you might find some interesting creatures there. Yeah, you'll find some big guys and some secret vehicles. Those are cool too, and a lot of wonder weapons and a lot of gameplay, a lot of secrets, a lot of environment changes, and it's fun with your friends. A lot of vehicles, drive around, explore the map, and there's a lot there. Well, this has been a long video to edit, and it took a lot of hours. I hope you guys really enjoyed this YouTube video. Comment below what is your favorite zombies. What I want to know you guys' thoughts on what your favorite zombies are from any game. I don't care what it is. Treyarch, Sledgehammer, Exo Zombies, Infinite Warfare Zombies, Treyarch Zombies, or traditional round-based, or whatever you like. Comment below. I would love to see your guys' replies. And that's been it. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification to never miss a video, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine
wants to